That chord! That chord! The goosebumps are off the charts. It's like they're jumping off of my skin. Just incredible. Hello, welcome to this video. My name's Dan, aka Lucid, and today I'm going to be reacting to Miley Cyrus's brand new album. This is Something Beautiful. Let's go. Hello, I'm so excited to get into Miley's new album. I've been listening to the pre-release tracks. I did some of it on Patreon and I did some shorts and stuff, so you might have seen those. And I've really been enjoying it so far. It's an interesting era for her because obviously it's like a creative kind of lark, as they say. She's kind of gone and done something that's like for her and for the fans. Like it's a creative expression, something that she wants to make that isn't necessarily going to like set the charts alight, but she seems completely okay with that. And that's great. And I'm great that the kind of current ecosystem of music allows for that to actually happen, you know? So yeah, I've been talking to my friend about it because like she's a big fan of Plastic Hearts particularly. And I think she's always kind of wanted to go back to that. And so she hasn't been particularly into this new stuff. But it's so funny because we were talking about it the other day and she was just like, yeah, I might not get it, but this is Dan music. This is like firmly Dan music. And I was like, oh, I guess it is. As in me, if you don't know me. So yeah, it's completely up my street. Slightly experimental, but with a firm foot in singer-songwriter and pop. Concept done. That's my whole thing. Before we get started though, it's my channel's 5th birthday. Or it was yesterday. But yeah, like 5 years ago, Lady Gaga released Chromatica and I did my first ever album reaction. My hair is short. It was like literally the beginning of me growing it out. And it's like, you can see like a few flicky bits like behind. I'll probably upload a little screenshot. And oh my God, it's embarrassing to watch back. Can't believe like what's happened in the last 5 years. Like when I first uploaded that reaction video, it was, you know, very much like, you know, a random idea. I didn't expect anything to kind of really come from it, to be honest. Like I kind of was giving everything a go at the time because it was lockdown and I didn't have that much else to do. And yeah, it just caught a light. You guys started watching and here we are 5 years later, you know, and I've got this channel with a beautiful community of people who I can like get excited about all the new music with, you know? It's so nice to be able to like just jump on the Patreon chat and say like, oh, you know, what do you think of like the new stuff? And for them to like be giving me new music recommendations and for me to have discovered so much amazing music through all your recommendations. It's just like, it's been an absolute dream. And yeah, and I'm excited to see where the next 5 years will take me. Although I don't want to think about the year being 2030. It's a bit much, isn't it? Like, oof. But yeah, thank you to everyone who's been along for the ride. Yeah. If you are new and you haven't, and this is the first reaction video you've clicked on from me, then welcome to this channel. I'm all about deep dive reactions. So I go into the lyrics, I go into the production, I try and figure out what the artist is trying to do behind all the songs. And so if you like that kind of thing, a slightly deeper take, then make sure to subscribe to the channel. And consider going and supporting me over on Patreon, where you can watch this video without any of the cuts in any of the songs. And there's a lovely community of, as I said, like a lovely community of people over there who like all love music. The first tier is like new songs and music videos and live performances and stuff. And then the next tier up is like the full album tier. And then in the top tiers, you can request stuff from me. So that's the whole vibe. So there's those ways you can get involved and be part of the community. Make sure to check out my shorts as well, because the algorithm's slightly weird in the fact that like you won't necessarily get forwarded my shorts unless you like engage with them. You get the full package. But yeah, right, let's get on to this. I'm so excited about this album. I think it's gonna be brilliant. Right, okay, so this is song number 1. This is Prelude. Ready. So atmospheric. Kind of has almost like a Stranger Things level of drama in the synth design.
Like when following an image from a train being swallowed into endless distance.
It's just incredible dynamic tension building.
Your skin feels warmth.
The hairs of my arms are standing up.
Aching to be seen, aching to become real. But the beauty one finds alone is a prayer that longs to be shared.
Oh my God. Oh. The goosebumps are fucking off the charts. It's like they're jumping off of my skin. Like, I can't. It's just so phenomenally put together. Gorgeous. Honestly, like, for me, one of the best intro tracks. And just how it just, oh, that's so gorgeous how it seamlessly goes into something beautiful. Oh my God, just a phenomenal statement piece to open up this album. We've got the spoken word poetry, but in a way that it's kind of a little bit like, it's very close to the mic. It's almost kind of a little bit ragged, kind of dirty sounding. You know, it's not like pristine and clear. It captures that gorgeous rasp that she has in her voice as well. And then with that intimacy in the context of something so huge and cinematic, it just is a gorgeous contrast. And like the amount of tension that's built up through the arpeggiated synths into like this spoken word thing that really is setting up like our kind of like poetic metaphors for the project, and then into that huge orchestral section that just blows your fucking socks off. It honestly just feels like the most powerful and surprising opening track for an album that I've ever heard. Truly, it's just phenomenal. And it also tells us as listeners that we're in for a concept album, to invite us to listen deeply and to understand, to try and understand this album on a deeper level, because she's like, she wants us to understand this album on a deeper level, you know, and she's making that statement with this Prelude track, you know. Like when following an image from a train, your eyes can't keep the passing landscapes from being swallowed into endless distance. Like when holding onto a fistful of ashes, your hands can't save the things that have already been dissolved into air. There's like a lack of control, a lack of connection. She feels disassociated. Like when facing the sun through a window, your skin feels warmth, but you can't be in the world that its warmth has been made alive. See, that's so stunning and like poignant. It's like she's trapped. It's like she's disconnected. It's like she is looking to truly understand and feel beauty again, when we're all kind of like getting burnt out and like we're all watching too much TikTok and we're all like pushing our own careers and all this stuff and we're all getting extremely burnt out. It can feel very easy to become completely disassociated with that which is natural, you know. And I think like what she's trying to get at here is that she's looking at beautiful things but not necessarily feeling the beauty. She's like, well, she feels the warmth, but she's not in the same place where the warmth has been made alive. It's like she's separated from real life, from the truth, you know? And so it really feels like this is setting up like we are going to be searching for the truth, searching for something beautiful, you know? Witnessing my body standing in a mirror, aching to be seen, aching to become real. But the beauty one finds alone is a prayer that longs to be shared. That's just so stunning. It's about understanding natural beauty. It's about finding natural beauty. It's about finding inner beauty. And that doesn't come from the validation of others, but comes from understanding and appreciating the world around you, you know, living in the moment and stuff. Yeah. So let's go on to the next one. This is Something Beautiful.
Tell me something beautiful.
God, her voice is so gorgeous in this mode.
I don't wanna talk about it.
Kind of unexpectedly jazzy and laid back in this vibe, you know.
Flash, bang, spark, and
I love it musically as well, like the harmony she's using, the chromaticism. Oh, this is just fucking amazing. Oh. And it just smoothly just goes back in. So shocking. It's amazing. Oh, that's so cool. Oh, that is so sick. That is actually such a good transition. It almost feels like the world has ended going into End of the World. You know, that's so sick. Oh, like oh my God. I'm just thinking like, I want to buy this in vinyl already. Like just to be able to like, just have the whole thing going the whole way through is just, it's just so well thought out, you know? It just feels like so well considered and I just love it. I forgot to mention earlier, the visual album, right? So it's coming out next week. The thing is, right, is that Marina and the Diamonds album also comes out next week. And so there's a lot going on all at the same time. And so I'm not sure exactly when it's all going to get up on YouTube, but if you do want to see my reaction to the visual album, it will be up on Patreon first. So keep an eye out there and it will be without the cuts and everything. So I feel like that's probably the best place to keep an eye out for it. And then I'll be able to give you a better idea of when the edit's coming, you know. This song, just phenomenal. Like, honestly, like that beginning section is just so gorgeous and like jazzy and like smooth. And like her voice is just so gorgeously, perfectly framed. Like we all love Miley for her voice. And like, I think this song just frames it so gorgeously and then fucks you over, smashes you around the head with this like explosion in the chorus. And it's just phenomenal. It's so exciting, so surprising. It literally feels like a bomb is going off. And I like not many songs can really surprise you like that. And yet this one does, you know, it's just so sick. It's so good. Tell me something beautiful tonight until your lips turn blue. Said I don't want to talk about it for too long, baby. Now I think I do. Flashbang spark, send home the guards and lay down your arms. The great golden bomb, bomb, bomb. Yeah, it's so interesting that like she's looking for beauty in somebody, and yet there's all this imagery of death and like explosions until your lips turn blue. You know, for me, it's a commentary on how she's been looking for beautiful things in the wrong places. You know, maybe she's been looking for true beauty in her relationships with other people when she should be trying to find the beauty inside first. Yeah. Boy, I'm losing my breath. Boy, you're marking up my necklace. Boy, I'm losing my breath. I'm undressing and I'm confessing that I'm so obsessed. Yes. Tell me something beautiful about this world when I'm in your palm. I suppose the physical setting is almost like they're having sex, like riotous, crazy sex. And this is kind of almost like pillow talk in that kind of like golden, warm post-sex glow where you're just kind of lying in bed and like existential questions just kind of pop into your head and you're having that kind of conversation. You know, that's really what I picture this song. Tell me something beautiful about this world when I'm in your palm. Yeah, I'm just like a pearl. You're who I belong to. I drown in devotion as deep as the ocean, so don't let me go. Like that seems to be commenting on how like it's like her love for people is like so deep that it's drowning her. Almost like she's literally like leaning on romantic love too much, you know? It makes her vulnerable. I'm in the palm of your hand. You can do anything with me. You know, eat my heart, break my soul, take my parts, let me go. Eat my heart, break my soul, take my parts, let me go. It seems like a repetition of like falling so head over heels for people, it all going to shit and her being left soulless and heartless at the end of it and repeating it all again. You know, I think like she's starting to realize that like things that she might think are beautiful aren't necessarily truly beautiful, you know, because how can they be if she's left soulless at the end of it, you know? Yeah. I love it. And then going into End of the World, it feels like she's still looking for escapism, right? So anyway, let's jump into it. I love that little piano thing. Very ABBA, very Meatloaf. On the 4th of July. I've listened to this one quite a lot, to be fair. Let's pretend it's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world. It's so romantic, but quite dark, and really speaks to the moment as well. It's just so gorgeously written, this song. Like the melodies are so hooky and beautiful. Let's pretend it's not the end of the world. And that filter sweep down and then an explosion back out into the main hook is just impeccable. Reharmonization to make it kind of sadder. Love it. It's just so immaculately put together, like every single moment. That reharmonization there just gets me every single time. I love it. Coming down. There's just something so romantic about watching the end of the world from your window whilst curled up in bed. Die with a smile. I've always thought it very interesting that it ends like this, but I guess this is the transition, right? Maybe it's not, actually. Yeah, and into the next one. Like, I kind of thought that, like, the end of the world was going to be a transition to the next one, but I guess actually sonically it's like the end of the world. You know, it really goes to somewhere quite dissonant, and that seems to be like kind of quite doomsday vibes. You know, it's like, let's pretend it's not the end of the world. Let's just keep pretending within our little escapism fantasy that everything's going to be okay. But at least within the context of this song, it's not. You know, I can see the sky is falling, but she's like, nope, pretend. You know, it's just really powerful. And to think of that as like, you know, the aspect of denial, you know, and denial getting in the way of something truly beautiful, you know, like it seems to me that like she's exploring the things that stop us from truly experiencing life, from truly experiencing true beauty, you know, and denial is just one of those things. If we're stuck in a fantasy, how are we ever going to appreciate the world around us, you know, even if it is, you know, going to shit. But that's kind of the thing, is that it speaks to it then becomes actually very relatable, you know, because I think like at the moment, I think we all kind of find ways to use escapism, whether it's music, whether it's video games, whether it's romance, you know, we all have elements of escapism, because not only because of the specific political climate at the moment in the US and elements of it in the UK, especially with trans people's rights getting rescinded bit by bit, we as humans aren't actually built to be able to actually cope with all this negative messaging all the time. You know, it's a relatively new concept, the idea that like we are constantly 24/7 bombarded with news. You know, back when I was a kid, the news was on at 6 o'clock and that was the only time you ever got any information. Do you know what I mean? And now it's like, you get a notification that some other horrible world-ending event has happened, you know, and it's overwhelming. And I think that's why, like, in the modern age, we escape into fantasy so much, you know, and I do, you know. I mean, even the act of like listening to music for me is escapism. Like, I play a lot of video games with my boyfriend, like it's all kind of escapism, you know, in its own way. And so this song just rings so true with me, but also with like the state of the world at the moment. Let's all just pretend it's not the end of the world, you know. But I think that like in terms of like the context of the album, it seems as if like Miley's mission statement is like, actually, although this is something that we do in order to truly understand and truly feel beauty at its core, we need to start like disassembling some of that, maybe starting to exist within the real world again. Anyway, so we have a little cursory glance at the lyrics. I feel like a lot of the lyrics in this one I know quite well because I've listened to it so much. Today you woke up and you told me that you wanted to cry. The sky was falling like a comet on the 4th of July. See, 4th of July is supposed to represent like, you know, patriotism and happiness. And yet here it's like representing the end of the world. And I think that's like quite a specifically barbed statement at, you know, the state of American politics and the state of American patriotism, where it's like saying I'm a patriot is used as an excuse to be a bigot, you know. Baby, you've been thinking about the future like it's already yours. Show me how you'd hold me if tomorrow wasn't coming for sure. Let's pretend it's not the end of the world. Let's go down to Malibu and watch the sun fade out once more. I just love it. It's just so achingly romantic, this song. I love it so much. Sky is falling like a comet. Let's go Paris. I don't care if we get lost in the scene. Paint the city like Picasso would have done in his dreams. Oh, I love it. Do all the things that we were way too terrified of before. I want to take you to Nirvana. We can't take it too far. Hit the bottom of the bottle and forget who we are. Hold me close. You know, tomorrow isn't coming for sure. See, that's the actual admittance that actually we don't actually know. And actually, so the message, although it is a lot about fantasy and escapism, it is also about like making the most of the moment. And I think that's kind of the lesson learned, is that maybe we can get too much lost in fantasy, but in order to actually maybe rectify some of that, maybe we should be appreciating every single moment that we have, you know? Yeah, just a song that just works on so many levels and is just kind of beautiful and catchy, and actually the much more accessible kind of moment for this album, which is, I think, really important for it to have because it is quite concept-y. I think it's good to have songs that are kind of more of a good entry point, you know, and it does all of these things stunningly. Right, okay, I'm going to be here for hours if I go into so much depth all the time. But, you know, this is what we're here for. So, right, next one, this is More to Lose.
More I stay, the less I go, hanging on the wire.
This whole album is so fucking well produced.
A movie star in a worn-out coat, yeah, throw away my mind.
Yeah. Oh.
I'll stay when the ecstasy is far away.
Yeah.
But I wish it wasn't true. I knew someday.
I love this.
I just thought we had more to lose.
Oh, God.
The TV's on, but I don't know. Memories fade like denim jeans. I throw away my mind.
God, that chromatic ascent is just so nice. I love it.
I'll stay when the ecstasy is far away. Wish it wasn't true.
God, just what a gorgeous, gorgeous melody. That sound is just so interesting because it's so evocative of like saxophone, but it has a kind of rasp on it, you know? Everything on this album is like filtered through a specific vision.
So I throw away my pride. Happens all the time.
Give me a fun chord. Just, I love it. Oh, it's just
I pray that it's coming around again.
so good.
But it don't. But I wish it wasn't true. Now, I just thought we had more to lose.
Oh my God. I love it. Oh my God, what a song. Oh, okay. Do you want to move into the next section? Yeah. Oh, that song is just beautiful. It's beautiful. Oh, it's just so immaculately written. Do you know what I mean? It's just got that proper, like, classic singer-songwriter ballad feel, and yet it has that edge of something different, you know? It's the interesting key change that really just takes it off the fucking face of the planet that I just adore. Like, it's unexpected and so beautiful. And especially when she hits that, it just is fucking, just like, every time in the first two choruses, it's beautiful. But then when she does it in the key change, it's just, life affirming. You know, it's just everything. It's just so beautifully put together. And then at the center of it, to have this like fucking achingly romantically sad, like, central thing, like, I wish we had more to lose. I wish our relationship had been more than it was. It's fucking heartbreaking. It's just, I love it. I just love it. It's just so nicely put together and just so brilliantly emotional and so gorgeously performed, you know, as well. Like, I love it. It's it's just, yeah. You know, the more I stay, the less I go. We're toe to toe, but I'm hanging on the wire. Stumbled down the same road before. Say I'm leaving, but I'm only playing liar. So when you're looking like a movie star in a worn out coat, yeah, I throw away my mind. It happens all the time. It's just like this so human feeling of being like, I can't help myself but falling for people. I just feel so strongly. I feel so deeply and instantly in love with people that, like, I get led down the wrong path, you know, I can't fucking help it. It's just gorgeous. And like the imagery of you looking like a movie star in a worn out coat and it's like sad, you know, it's so beautiful, poignant, cinematic, all of that. Oh, I stay when the ecstasy is far away, and I pray that it's coming around again. I pray that we can get back to what we felt at the beginning, but I wish it wasn't true. I knew someday that one would have to choose. I just thought we had more to lose. I can't cope. The TV's on, but I don't know. My tears are streaming like our favourite show. Memories fade like denim jeans. I try to chase when you're running through my mind. So even after it's all over, even after they haven't managed to maintain their relationship, she still has these visions of it potentially working in her head. And she's chasing it, you know, as if it's a real thing. But it's just nostalgia. It's just fantasy, you know? And like, this is truly a realization and an understanding. Yeah, I throw away my pride, you know, for the promise of something, and it never comes true. I think she's starting to realize that she needs to change her outlook. She needs to start looking at romance differently. She needs to start dating different people, you know, if she truly wants something that's going to last forever. Oh, it's so stunning and so relatable as well. Like, really, just like, it strikes me because like I've been in that position before, you know, where you feel like you've emotionally invested so much in somebody and yet there was nothing there, you know. It's just, yeah. And I it took me a while, but I eventually came round to actually being open to dating people who would actually treat me well. And it took a long time. And now I've been in my relationship for 2.5 years, and he literally blew up a bunch of balloons and put a candle on a cake to celebrate the 5th year of my YouTube yesterday. You know, you can probably hear me crying about it. You know, took me a while to get to that place, but we're here and I'm so thankful for it, you know. Yeah. Right. Okay. I need to get myself together. Let's go to the next one. This is Interlude 1. Maybe I should just let it run through into Easy Lover. I think I'll do that. Unless it's like the prelude and I need to like dissect the lyrics. But we'll see. I might just do them together. Okay, let's go. Gunshots. The Pink Panther. Like this kind of film noir reference. There's certainly a lot of cinematic references in this that I love. Interesting how that snare sounds like a gunshot. Oh. Okay. We're picking up the pace again. Wow. Oh my god, chills all over my arms again. Fucking hell. Okay, this is Easy Lover. Okay. Nice vibe, hey.
You're my baby, but I still miss you when you're gone.
Nice.
Every hour. You got the love I always needed.
Yeah.
But you're not an
What a hook. What a hook. Oh, I'm upset. It's so tight and slinky and bouncy. And then that hook. Oh.
Let it fire. Tie me to horses and still wouldn't leave you. Easy lover.
Oh, what a... Wow, that's so good.
Give you up. No, I just
Oh.
you got the love I always needed.
Okay.
But you're not an
What? I love those strings.
You'll make it hard to.
Nice. But you're not an easy lover. That's an interesting revelation.
No, I just can't give. No, I just can't.
Yeah.
Easy love. No, I just can't.
Nice. Sing that hook again. Beautiful. Into Interlude 2. Okay. Oh, God. What a vibe. Hey, what a vibe. Just really, such a kind of like, it feels like every single song kind of like has its own place, you know, has its own identity, you know, like we've gone from like, you know, the theatrical and the cinematic into the kind of rock / jazz into the more of the pop song into the ballad, and now we've got the kind of laid back kind of dark kind of groovy thing, you know. It's so cohesive, but every single song stands completely on its own. Isn't that amazing, right? And this one, oh my God, easy lover. It's just, oh my God, like what a hook. The syncopation in it, that melody, it's just so memorable. It's just, everything about that is just great. And like, I love the vibe that it's set up against. Interlude 1 seems to be like resetting the album after like a very sad ballad moment. It's like, let's inject the album with a little bit more like ferocity. We're moving forward. We've got gunshots. There's a lot of like darkness. It feels like everything is like the context of this whole album is this end of the world thing going on in the background. And so I feel like maybe that like is sonically starting to kind of creep up on us. You know, we're starting to get more tangible sonic references to like violence in this. You're my baby. You're the only one. You drive me crazy, but I still miss you when you're gone. Every second, every hour, it's in your nature to light me up. I love to hate you, but I can't stand it when you're gone. You've got the love I always needed. Tie me to horses and I still wouldn't leave you. But you're not an easy lover. You're a wildfire and I'm in your path. Oh, like, oh my God, that's got to be a specific reference to her fucking house burning down. It could be that like her losing everything and having to kind of go back to the drawing board maybe gave her a different perspective on life, you know? Let it burn. You've got the love I always needed. So she's very much still in that headspace of like this self-sacrificing version of romance, you know? There seems to be a returning theme. You got the love I always needed. Tie me to horses. I still wouldn't leave you. Tell him be. Oh, this is the one I saw online that she said that she originally wrote this for Cowboy Carter in mind. And then they ended up doing Two Most Wanted instead. I love that she just kept it in, you know? Anything goes when we're under the covers, but you're not an easy lover. Yeah, so she's still very much hooked with this like, you know, difficult, painful relationship. It's fiery, it's exciting, and yet it burns her to the ground, you know. Okay, let's go on to the next one. This is Interlude 2, and let's let it flow into the golden burning sun. Wow. We're shimmering. We're going more sci-fi. Oh, fuck off. Oh my God. The sonic palette of this album is just mind-blowing. It's so exciting. Oh my God, what is it? It's this time signature. I feel like we're falling over. We've got little references to the Prelude. Oh. Wow. I'm just like, what the fuck is going on?
I'll tell everyone you're the only one I want. Under the golden burning sun.
I like that.
Can't ever let you down. I had a dream and saw a vision. Built a house that we could live in. We go swimming in the water. See it now. You're the only one.
Oh. I love the imagery of that. It's so cinematic again. Yeah.
I know we're young, but it doesn't last. So let's lay under the fountain.
Yeah. Seems to be like appreciating what they have, I think. I love it. It's like commitment, isn't it? You know? Wow. I feel like I'm ascending. I'm surrendering.
Fireflies in summer air. You're so lost in this moment. You're the only one.
Oh wow, what an interesting middle 8 section.
I'll never let you down. Surrender.
She She seems to be like telling this other person, you know, you can count on me, you can commit to me, you know, you're my only one, so let's just actually commit ourselves to one another, you know. Got more of that kind of like atmospheric production in the background that really feels quite kind of impending doom vibes. Cool, okay. That was gorgeous. Like really beautiful imagery, just the golden burning sun. You could just like picture them just like getting on the motorbike and riding down the road through the desert. This like incredible kind of almost like cowboy movie imagery, hopelessly romantic. This album is hopelessly romantic. I love like how this song kind of talks about like commitment as like an act of romanticism in itself, you know, and maybe that's what she's getting at, you know. And yeah, like, just really beautiful. Love the imagery of it. And I love the middle section that just really kind of took it to a kind of alien place. And I really loved it. I'll tell everyone you're the only one I want. Can I have you if I never let you down? I had a dream and saw a vision. We built a house that we could live in. I know we're young, but we're growing up. I close my eyes and I see it now. You're the only one under the golden burning sun. It's really powerful how like in an album of like such ambition and like incredible imagery and like powerful sound design and stuff, the dream that she's talking about in this section is just like an everyday thing. It's kind of sad, you know, to be so longing for something so everyday, you know, which you'd think is everyday, you know, and yet that be the vision, the dream, like. But it also like really speaks to like, it's all about commitment. It's all about surrendering to one another. It's all about like actually that fear of commitment shouldn't be holding us back from committing. You know, angels are real. I see them coming, but they won't ever catch up if we're running. I know we're young, but it doesn't last. So let's lay under the fountain and get higher than these mountains. There were fireflies in summer air, bare skin and knotted hair, burning sun up in the sky. I didn't notice. So lost when I'm in this moment, just so lost in this moment. You're the only one under the golden burning sun. Just really gorgeous imagery. Yeah, I think like, I don't know, for me, like there was a moment where like you do get scared of like committing to somebody because you're not sure, like, you're like, what if it goes wrong, you know? I think the thing I discovered was that there is so much that just choosing to commit to somebody, the act of choosing to commit to somebody is the thing that makes it work. Do you know what I mean? It's not like it's gonna be perfect and you're gonna figure it out and then you make the decision to commit. It's like you make the kind of like scary decision to commit that you don't actually know where this is gonna go, but you do it anyway because you believe in it. And then because you have chosen to commit, it's at that point that true intimacy can actually start to blossom because the trust is there, you know. And that's ultimately what we all want from romance, I think, is connection and intimacy and to feel like we are loved and to love somebody else. And I think she's starting to realize that actually in the act of surrendering our freedom, you know, we are actually creating something more between us and creating this thing that we're trying to run towards, you know. But actually maybe it's not running, it's in stopping and letting the angels catch up with us, you know. I love it. Really, really great. Okay, next one. Walk of Fame with Brittany Howard. Cool. Cool to have a different voice, more of an operatic moment. Okay, we're in the disco. Nice.
Every night it's all the same.
Cool.
Calling out my name.
Oh, I love that synth thing, stab. It's so good.
Walk away.
Walk away.
And the clouds are bright and lighting up my face.
Oh.
Walk away.
Every time I walk, it's a walk of fame. Ooh, just so many incredible production details. It's making me think that maybe she's trying to find her balance with fame, you know, after the success of Flowers. God, that move into the major chord in the chorus is so good. I love the kind of like almost like Daft Punky references in this song as well. Ooh. Oh, hello. Oh, they're so sick. This is so cool. It just gives me this feeling of like she's just marching ahead, putting her head down and walking. You know, really just powerful image. Hello, key change. This is so sick. That chord! That chord! Fuck off! The darkness in this song, but with these moments of like brightness, is so electric. It's almost like that's the thing that's like the fame tempting. It's like the promise of living forever. Ooh. Okay, beautiful. Yeah, wow. Oh my God. Like the power in that imagery, something almost like saying fame gives you the opportunity to live forever. And isn't that the thing at the center of humanity that like we all kind of are scared of is dying, you know? And so to be famous, to leave your mark on the world is to live forever. And that is an incredibly tempting thing, but quite a dark thing. I think that's what she's getting at with this song. You know, every step she walks is a walk of fame. You know, it's like everything she does leaves something on this earth, but maybe she needs to learn to walk away in order for her own sanity, you know, because we don't truly get to live forever. Amazing. Just like really stunning stuff. Oh my God, the way that song, like it kind of went through loads of different phases. It kind of meandered almost like a house track, you know, but then like for it to have that key change and that like incredibly satisfying dynamic payoff at the end where it slowly just got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and then said, you'll live forever. It's just like so powerful. Like it's so cool. Every day, every night, it's all the same. Hungry cries are calling out my name. You beg me to stay, but I walk away. Every time I walk, it's a walk of fame. Walk away, desperation. Every time I walk, it's a walk of fascination. The cars are bright and lighting up my face, captivation. Every day and night, it's all the same, delusion. So it really feels to be like the tempting presence of fame, like people calling for her saying, we want more of you, Miley. We want to see you on tour. We want to do this, blah, blah, blah. And it's like going into her ears and like being very tempting. It's that promise you'll be able to live forever if you truly commit yourself to fame. And yet she's choosing to walk away, but it's almost sort of like a determined walk. It's like she knows these things are very tempting and yet she's choosing to walk her own path. I think this got to be like a specific reference to what's kind of happened with Flowers getting really big, her having a huge moment, but then deciding not to tour. You know, I think it seems to be that she's taking a choice not to just dive into like more and more and more fame and lose her track, and instead focus on herself, focus on what she wants to do, you know? Yeah, even though it's tempting. I walk the concrete like it's a stage, and through the tears I can see it's so clear. Walk away. Yeah, it's like if every single moment of your life is performance, you're on the stage, then how can you truly have any time for yourself? And so she's like, I need to walk away. Yeah, through the mirror, I see it so clear. That's the thing. She's like looking at herself. She's looking inside, into herself. Every time I walk, you start going insane, but I walk away. Every time I walk, you'll live forever in our hearts and minds, an ageless picture with a timeless smile. We'll wear it on our t-shirts, a star buried in the pavement. Oh, wow. A physical reminder that you'll live forever. Everyone will walk around it, you'll live forever. But the thing is that like, do you truly want to live forever if people are walking over you? You know, like emotionally to be stepped all over. That's kind of the imagery, right? That's such a powerful song. I love this like idea of like the walk of fame being her entire life, but then also the physical walk of fame in Hollywood being a physical reminder of how you could live forever, the temptations of fame, but there's so much darkness within falling for the temptations of fame. And so she chooses to walk away. And it's just, I so good. Isn't that so amazing? Right. Okay. Let's go on to the next one. This is Pretend You're God.
In my dreams, I see your face. I don't wanna wake up if you're gone.
Wow.
Do you still love me?
Oh.
I gotta know. Hold me in your arms.
You're
Read the stars for me one by one.
Wow. This idea that she's like dreaming of this person. If you're gonna be gone, like I'd rather just stay asleep. That's just such a powerful image.
Never mind, just keep it quiet if you don't. Hold me in your arms. Pretend that you're God. One by one.
Oh, I love it.
Pretend that you're God.
I'll give you what you want. Pretend that you're God. Wow.
You're gone.
Wow.
I'm haunted. He's missing.
Wow.
He's missing.
Yeah, shit. Wow. God, that synth, like that string, like metallic, aching sound. Painful. Okay, and we're into the next one. Just oof. What I like, it feels like such a kind of like a powerful revelation to kind of her suddenly be like, you're gone. The thing is with every single song on this album is that the kind of like back third of each song just twists and changes and creates like such an incredible dynamic. It's just the structure of each song is just like so gorgeously put together. The production is so endlessly exciting. Like this one with all the kind of strange metallic sounds and like I don't know. It's just I'm speechless. You know, I mean, I'm never speechless, but it's just stunning. This is amazing, actually. I'm obsessed. In my dreams, I see your face. It hits me like 1,000 trains. I don't want to wake up if you're gone. Do you still love me? I gotta know. Never mind. Just keep it quiet if you don't. Oh my God. Hold me in your arms. Pretend that you're God. Recreate the stars for me one by one. I'll give you what you want. Pretend that you're God all night long. Like feeding the ego. It's like I would do anything. I would like lie to myself in order to maintain this. It's really dark. Hey, do you still love me? It's just like, I've got to know, but actually, no, I don't want you to know. Like, I'd rather just stay in denial. It's playing with denial again. We spoke about this earlier, this idea that like, you know, if you're truly in denial of what's going on in your life, then how are you ever going to find something beautiful? How are you ever going to find something real? I'm haunted. He's missing. I'm haunted. He's missing. Deep within my chest, I'm haunted. You're lost in my soul like God. Wow. It's like if you elevate someone to that level of importance in your head, mind, body, soul, then what happens when they go? You're left empty. It seems to be that like what she was like fearing and what she knew happens, you know, in Something Beautiful, she talks about like being left heartless and soulless, but then she still seems to pursue this romance anyway. She still goes into like End of the World, like pretending that they're together. You know, she says in Easy to Lose, she knows, Easy Lover, sorry, that they're not an easy lover, that this is difficult. She's known all along. And yet in Golden Sun, she's like, I just want to commit to you. I just want you to commit to me. I want to have this thing. I think we can have it together. And yet here she is again, like left alone. And her soul has been ripped out of her chest, you know, just like she was scared of. And it happened again. And it's like she's looking for something beautiful and yet she cannot find it every time. You know, I feel like it's actually done a lot more lingering on romance than I kind of thought it would. But I actually love that she's kind of analysing herself and her psyche through the lens of like how she falls in love, you know. Right, next one. This is Every Girl You've Ever Loved with Naomi Campbell. Okay. I'm down. Let's go. Wow. Ooh, cool. Oh. I love this beat. It's so pounding. Oh. This is so cool. I can't get over the production on this album. It's so good.
I'm every girl you've ever loved.
Oh.
She has the perfect sense.
There's Naomi.
I'm picking up your clothes above my bathroom tile. I let you cry like a child.
Yeah, wow.
I'm not pretty enough. I'm only fun in the dark.
Oh.
Angel, I'm a little bit numb.
That saxophone in the background is just killing me.
Every girl you've ever loved.
She never wears a watch. Did Botticelli paint her face? She has the perfect scent. She can dance the night away, and still she'll never break a sweat.
It's interesting having her as like the figure of this perfect woman. Naomi Campbell kind of is that person, you know, the impossible standard. Whoa.
Pose, 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 pose.
Oh my god.
Pose.
Like pretending, isn't it? Oh.
Pose, 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 pose.
Wow. Okay. Wow. Okay. Just incredible. Like, it's just incredible. Like, it feels like every song is like fulfilling what like it needs to fulfill. Do you know what I mean? Like, we've gone to loads of different places, and that one kind of took it to the kind of nth degree of the drama and the darkness, you know? Like, obviously you've got the kind of references to like kind of ballroom culture, you know? But I wonder whether like the idea of pose in this situation actually is the other kind of meaning, which is to pretend, you know, rather than a physical pose, if that makes sense. But it's a double entendre, right? That's kind of the thing. Really just fascinating. So much incredible sound design, like astonishing, surprising moments that just blow my hair back. Do you know what I mean? It's like, I'm just like there was that synth thing that sounded like the stabs that sounded like gunshots that kind of ended up lining up with pose. It's like really powerful and intense, and just amazing. Like, Naomi does kind of stand out on this song, but I appreciate the kind of sentiment. I appreciate the concept. You know, she is the impossible standard, you know. I match my bag to my new dress. I'm still looking like a 10 while my hair is a mess. I'm going to work it all night until I get what I want. No, I can't believe that you're still holding out me like a dog in the street. Aren't I pretty enough for more than fun in the dark? Yeah, it's like now she's angry. She's like, actually, why am I not enough for you? Why are you still holding onto your heart, looking for the one, but one is never enough? I'm every girl you've ever loved. Pose. She has the perfect scent. Don't you want me, baby? Pose. She speaks the perfect French. Don't you want me, baby? She's almost like forcing herself to become this impossible standard to try and meet what this guy wants, but what this guy wants cannot be met. You know, she's almost like in competition with every single girl he's ever loved in his past, and the fact that she's given him everything and yet he's still holding out on her. You know, I'm picking up your clothes off all my bathroom tiles. I can hold you like a man and let you cry like a child. I'm giving you everything. I'm basically mothering you by picking up all your clothes and shit. And you're still holding out on me. What do you want? Maybe the only thing that would ever keep you satisfied is absolute perfection. And that is impossible. And then you have Naomi kind of describing the perfect, impossible standard, you know. She never was still she's never late. She's got that kind of grace. Did Botticelli paint her face? The perfect sense. She speaks perfect French. She can dance the night away and she'll never break a sweat. So it kind of not only extends about this one particular guy's need for perfection in a partner, but also the kind of more kind of global standard that we set for women, especially women in the public eye, that they have to constantly be perfect. And I think there's a realization in this that like she's never going to be able to actually truly live up to it, even if she continues to pose, even if she continues to pretend that she can be this perfect person. It's not real, it's impossible. And that's kind of where all that darkness and anger comes from, in this song. That's so cool. Right, okay, let's go on to the penultimate song. This is Reborn. It's almost like,
Bodies between us.
wow, I was gonna say monk-like.
If I give you all of my love.
Oh my God.
Our souls go back and forth. Kill my ego. Let's be reborn. I've been there before.
I love how that spoken word voice has returned.
Let's be reborn.
Nice.
Let's be reborn.
Wow.
We're so.
There's some really interesting textures in this song.
Drown me in love. Let's be. Let's be reborn.
Kill my ego, let's be reborn.
Let's be reborn.
It's like this idea of going back to basics, isn't it? You know,
In my dreams, I see you standing. We both
wow.
run away. There you are.
Wow.
Reborn.
Oh,
Let's be reborn.
wow. Oh, oh my God. Absolute kind of optimism that is such a beautiful contrast to like basically everywhere we've been so far, you know. Oh God. Wow.
If I break away, how many bodies between us? But you promise that I'm enough.
Wow. Interesting that we have an acoustic guitar. Oh, into that final song with an acoustic guitar is such an interesting contrast and something that kind of brings it down to earth a little bit, you know. That one really just hit that height of like the dark drama, the synthetic, the sci-fi. We returned to that voice that we heard in the beginning, the detached person who's looking for something to connect to. And it seems as if by being reborn and by going back to basics, that is how she's going to do that, you know. How that is how she's going to find something beautiful. Just to like bring in that voice again, it just brings it into this like gorgeous kind of full circle moment. And then to have the breakdown and then the explosion into the final chorus be the so major just gives you this element of like eureka, you know. It's like I figured it out, you know, and it just is so gorgeous and optimistic and bright and beautiful, you know. Maybe that's the something beautiful. You know, it's something internal the whole time. It's like a self-discovery. It's like I found it. I found something beautiful. In that moment, in that one moment, I have found something beautiful, you know, truly beautiful. Not all these things that are pretending to be beautiful. It's stunning. It's like overwhelming as well. I feel like this is the kind of album that like I'm really going to appreciate listening to like a million times because like there's so much like detail in the production that like it's difficult to even take it all in on the first listen, you know? If I break away any bodies between us, would you promise that I'm enough? If I give you all of my love, we're so beautiful, our souls go back and forth. Lightning strikes again. If heaven exists, I've been there before. Kill my ego, let's be reborn. So it's almost like trying to maybe within their relationship go back to basics and commit, I think. And it seems that she's realizing that in committing, there is beauty. We're so powerful, letting go and nature taking all control. Lightning strikes again, we're escalating. All I know is if heaven exists, I've been there before. Yeah, it's like almost like a mantra, like going round and round and round. We can revive our relationship by going back to basics. And I think it really feels like they're like, do away any bodies between us. Like it's all about just the two of us. Let's truly just commit to one another. And within that, maybe we'll find what we're looking for, you know? And it feels like that is the revelation that kind of is like the beacon of this album and what the whole thing has been building towards. And it's just, she pulls it off so well. Okay, before we go on to the final song, this is a quick shout out to my patrons. Their names are all coming up on screen now. These guys support me and are the most wonderful, lovely group of people in the world. And they support me month on month. And I can't thank them enough, really. But yeah, if you also want to get involved on Patreon, there's a beautiful community of people over there. But you can also get access to all my uncut videos, so the uncut versions of my shorts and stuff. So music video reactions, live performance reactions. Then the next tier, you can get my album reactions completely uncut. And there's exclusive album reactions that go on there as well, including one that's voted for every month. And then the upper tiers, you get to actually request stuff from me, and that all ends up on the Patreon as well. So there's all that kind of bonus content as well. So yeah, there's loads of bonus content, lovely community. You know, just get involved. Thank you, everybody. Yeah, let's go on to the last song. This is Give Me Love. Acoustic guitar, very powerful contrast.
We paint in the dark between this obscene blue horizon where golden apples hang in the trees.
Oh wow.
Give me love, give me love, give me love.
Oh, what a beautiful, open-hearted contrast, you know.
Old St. John Cathedral, a fountain father swans from the lake. Love is laid with boundaries erased once you get past the grave. Give me love, give me love, give me love.
Now this is truly beautiful, right? In a classic way. This is like paradise. Oh wow. Every time it's like just so full and stunning, just beauty, like classic beauty.
I say my goodbyes to the earthly delights while I'm eaten alive by the mouth of a monster while fearlessly calling out your name.
Wow. 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 Oh my god, if this whole album is a search for something beautiful, then to end the album with the most kind of classically beautiful thing you can do is just so satisfying. You know, it feels like she's found what she was looking for. Like, what a story. Let's just check out the lyrics before I jump into my whole kind of analysis. Imagine a place at the dawn of creation. It's like paradise. It's like the Garden of Eden, a cityscape we paint in the dark. There's a castle between this obscene blue horizon where the golden apples hang in the trees and a bear lady sings. Behind the curtain, heaven awaits. It really is like painting a paradise, yeah. Give me love, give me love, give me love. There's a tower that's made of risque, rude temptation, and lovers lay with boundaries erased. Once you get past the grey, behind the curtain, terror awaits. It's like a biblical story of like temptation and paradise, you know? And for me, it feels like she's discovered so many elements of this, you know, fame being one of those big temptations. So I say goodbye to the earthly delights while my perfect Eden goes down in flames. I'm eaten alive by the mouth of a monster while fearlessly calling out your name. It's like, I know that it might not actually work out in the end, but the beauty is in the trying, and so I commit myself. I guess there's like a sense of like, the Garden of Eden isn't real, the paradise isn't real, perfection isn't real, and so all I can do is to trust myself and commit to my choices, you know, because it's in the denial, it's in the lack of decision making and everything where she's gone wrong. And so although it might not end up perfect, although she might not find this paradise, she's just going to do it anyway, because loving somebody and getting love from them is worth it, you know? We started off the album with her feeling extremely disassociated. Beauty felt like it was on the other side of the window, looking for beauty in maybe the wrong places, in explosive places. And I think what she seems to discover in the kind of third act is that like some things seem beautiful but are actually traps, you know, the analogy of fame and like her own relationship with fame and her choosing to kind of walk away from it. She'll never be able to truly walk away from being famous, but like her rejection of ultimate chasing the highs of fame in order to actually follow her own pursuits and to discover herself seems to be the thing that's fueled her into actually truly discovering that beauty. It was almost like she needed to start making her own choices, to start being confident in her own volition. And she learns to let go of seeking perfection, you know, because I think she's found something beautiful in her own journey through this, you know, in following her own choices. She has discovered something beautiful, and in trusting that feeling in her that she wants to commit. Because obviously it must be difficult for her to trust, you know, her own instincts when it comes to love, with like, you know, so many mistakes in the past and whatever. But when she learns to actually just trust it and just go for it, that's when she finds the beauty, you know, that she's been searching for all this time. In the end, she realizes that beauty isn't in perfection. Beauty is in living life. Beauty is in love. Beauty is in making that decision to commit, even though it might all go wrong. And at the end, that's what she does. She goes into the mouth of the monster with all of her confidence, because actually, like, you're not truly living if you're not making the decision, you know? Like, fuck me. Astonishing, really astonishing, because on top of all of that story, the actual songs individually works really well in their own ways. Some of them more experimental than others, but they all have such a strong sense of identity, incredibly strong sense of identity throughout every single song, and brilliant songwriting that includes some really surprising musical choices, some really surprising dynamic choices, some really surprising production choices, but they all work. They all work really well and create incredibly dynamic, powerful cinematic pieces that all slot together into this like album that fits together as this cohesive thing, despite every single song having its own personality and telling this story of like searching for and finding beauty. It's amazing. It really, and honestly, like before this era started, I never would have expected something like this from Miley. I don't know, maybe I underestimate her for whatever reason. Maybe it's her background, maybe it's my own personal biases. I think like for me, like the albums I have heard from her, like Plastic Hearts was really good, but it's very, very heavy homage to certain, you know, genres and stuff. And then Endless Summer Vacation, I felt like was a little bit of a letdown in terms of like an album project. And it felt like it was almost like she had the singles down, but she couldn't quite stick the landing when it came to like full album concept. And here she's just completely not only done well with an album concept, but done something astonishing with it, you know, and surprised everybody and just done something so like powerful and resonant and beautiful and haunting and cinematic and all these things. It's just really, really fabulous. Yeah, I'm so excited to see what she does in the future, because this feels like a star-making moment for her as an artist. It might not be the biggest album in the world. It's probably not going to be the biggest album in the world, but I think among her fans and among music aficionados, she's just developed a firm level of respect. She's said, you will take me seriously. That's what I feel like I've been told. You will take me seriously, Dan. You know, I can do the concept album and I can fucking do it well. And she did. And I can't wait to see what the visual album's going to bring as well. Yeah, so make sure to check out the Patreon. I'll be putting that up as soon as possible, and then I'll figure out what I'm doing with the edit at some point. But yeah, if you want it right away, then it'll be on Patreon soon, probably like right after it comes out. My favorite song on the album is so hard to tell, because for me, it's just the whole thing is the thing. You know, the album itself is the thing. I think I'm going to give it to More to Lose, because that one really just like struck me, and like I just thought it was the most beautifully written song, and it's like so very much within my wheelhouse in terms of what I love listening to. But I'm sure that will change, because it's the kind of album that I'm going to listen to a million times, and my opinions will evolve once I get to know all the details of it, you know? Yeah, so maybe even on the follow-up video with the visual album, I already have a different opinion, but really astonishing work from Miley. I'm very, very just really moved by the whole thing. Right, thank you so much everybody for supporting me and watching this video right to the end. If you want to check out my Endless Summer Vacation reaction, it is here. And if you want to check out my Patreon, it is here. And if you want to check out my reaction to Plastic Hearts, it's here.